There's really only two type of people when it comes down to fat loss and the mindset to have it when it comes down to your cheat meals. When it comes to your cheat meals, there's person A. Person A can be very disciplined. They can have a set date for themselves and say, okay, on Sunday, I'm going to, enjoy some chocolate bars. I'm going to enjoy a dinner, a restaurant, and, just indulge in some things while I'm, losing fat because I have the control not to overeat. Then there's also person B who needs to go cold turkey, and you know which person you are depending on your habits and behaviors, who needs to go cold turkey and just eliminate all shit food from their diet until their fat loss stage or period of their life is over. And the reason why there's two types of people, and all it comes down to is self-discipline, control, and overall, your body's signaling. Me personally, I know that for myself, I can control myself when it comes to, like going out to dinners, when it comes down to like eating like a meal with a family or something. But when it comes down to like chocolates, chips, ice cream, I can't control myself with that. Especially the lower I get in body fat percentage, I just want to devour an entire bag of chips. Like I can't just say myself, okay, I'm gonna pour myself a little bowl of chips. It's gonna be around 300 calories, and that's it. If I start eating one chip, if I start eating a second chip, the entire bag is going to be devoured in the span of 3 to 5 minutes. So now that I've reflected and I know that about myself, and that's my behavior and that's how I act when it comes to fat loss, I've just told myself, okay, when I'm in a stage of my life when I'm trying to lose fat, I'm just going to completely remove those type of shit foods. For you, you might be a person who can manage portion control when it comes to, ice cream. Like even with ice cream, like the week before or like 2 weeks ago, I just ordered an entire box of Ben and Jerry's, and I devoured the whole thing. I couldn't just have, like 1 or 2 spoonfuls of Ben and Jerry's just to crave that whole thing. I devoured the entire box, and the entire box was 1,200 calories. And I told myself, okay, now I know how I act with this certain type of food, and this is how I behave. Until I am done and I have reached my body weight goal, I am just going to not indulge in these things. And sure, people will say, oh, you need to build healthy habits and healthy relationships. No, fuck that. It's just like whatever you want, you have to sacrifice for what you want. If you want to reach, like for me, I'm trying to reach 165 pounds. If I want to reach 165 pounds, until I reach that goal weight, I am not going to indulge in the shit food. But, when it comes to, like, we're going out later today for dinner with my brother, we're going to a Greek restaurant. I know that I can control because number one, it's something on the menu. And number two, it's just I'm going to order it and I'm going to eat it, and then that's it. I'm not going to go after and have, like a tub of ice cream or something like that, because I know once I start eating those foods, I'm just going to completely start devouring more and more and more of them. So I'm not even going to indulge in those type of foods, which is desserts. And in this stage, what I treat as my dessert right now, what I've noticed that I can control to satiate that sweet tooth, is fruits. So fruits are the one thing that I'm using as number one appetite control and like sweet tooth filtering, but also as that like sugary taste that I need throughout this this cut and journey in my process. But person A, who can portion control and who can say, oh, okay, I can, limit myself to having, 1 or 2 cookies after I have all my protein, and, just not indulge in anymore. It's still going to fit my calorie deficit. Then great. If you're that kind of person, then have that discipline and stick with that and include it in your diet so you can still enjoy those things. But if you're a type of person like me who can't, control himself and needs to devour an entire box of cookies, then just develop the mindset that like, okay, I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm just not going to eat it in this part of my life. And then when I go into a maintenance phase, and when my body isn't, signaling to me that like, oh, we're starving, leptin's up, and all of a sudden it's just like looking for, because here's the kind of science behind it, why you start binging when you get into a calorie deficit of those type of foods. When your leptin goes up after you've been in a calorie deficit for a certain amount and period of time, what happens is your leptin increases. So your body is saying, oh, okay, we're in a calorie deficit, we're starving, we're running out of energy or fat. We need to get as many calories in us that are as dense as possible in as short a period of time to kind of like biologically survive. Like our bodies are extremely smart in doing this. So what is it going to do? Once you put something into your mouth that your body recognizes as calorie dense, it's going to signal to your brain, okay, eat more of that. And then you're less likely going to have the mental restraint, discipline, and control to restrain from eating in that, especially if you've been dieting for a longer period of time. So what do you do to avoid this cycle? You just don't indulge in them in the first place. All you can eat, if you're the type of person like I am, who one cookie or one chip turns into an entire box, or one scoop of ice cream turns into an entire bowl of ice cream, is not indulge in those types of foods until you have completed your fat loss journey, until you have reached the goal body weight that you have set for yourself, and your hormones have stabilized. Because as you go down in body fat percentages, your hormones, are going to be going crazy. And especially the leaner and leaner that you get, your hormones are going to biologically try to save you, because that's how we were designed. So in order to kind of trick your hormones, there is specific types of foods that you want to avoid, and there are specific types of foods that you want to consume. High satiating foods like potatoes, chicken, eggs, rice, all these different types of foods, you are not going to devour, 500 calories worth of chicken and think to yourself, oh, okay, I need another chicken breast. Right? Like that's why the fitness industry, okay, as shitty as it is, oh, chicken and rice, but there's logic behind that and there's reasoning behind that, is because you're not going to eat, 5 eggs and then think to yourself, oh, okay, I want 5 more eggs. You're going to eat those 5 eggs, you're going to be satiated, you're going to be full, and then that's just that. But if you eat 500 calories of ice cream, your body's going to be like, oh, okay, I can eat easily another 500 calories of this ice cream. So if you're that type of person to overeat, if you're that type of person to continually eating, it's not worth it cheating on your diet. It's not worth it at all, because it's just momentarily, right? Your body is thinking to yourself, oh, how good would that ice cream taste right now? Oh, I need something to, crave my sweet tooth. Okay, stop being a bitch, just have a fruit, right? Like, it's as simple as that. Like, that's what I was doing. My excuse was, oh, I'm somebody who has a sweet tooth, I need a chocolate after every meal. Shut up. No, you don't. You're just saying that. You've just told yourself to think that way. Just have a fruit, have a kiwi, have some berries. Like, it's going to do the same job, and obviously it's healthier for you. And you're not going to eat one kiwi and then another kiwi and then another banana. It's just like, it's satiating. It's going to keep you full, and it's going to crave that sweet tooth, especially the longer you pull away from sugary type foods like chocolates and stuff like that. So if you're the type of person that doesn't have any self-control, and I promise you, the leaner you get, like I'm at like, I don't know, I would say like 10, 12% body fat. The leaner you get, the harder it is to fight against your body's biology. Meaning, okay, when you're 30% body fat, it's easy to tell yourself, okay, one cookie. But if you're, you're going down and you've been dieting longer and you're experiencing diet fatigue, your body's going to like almost force all that food down itself, because it's like, okay, we're starving. We need more food. So the point that I want to make in this video is, if you do not have the control, don't go into those foods. Don't even like fantasize, like you're going to fantasize about them, but don't even entertain them. It's not worth it. Trust me, I'm telling you from experience. You think about it beforehand. You think about the enjoyment it's going to bring you. You enjoy it during it, but then you're guilty and you're just messing up your own head afterwards. Just finish your diet, finish your stage and your cut and your fat loss phase, and then once you have finished it and you've reverse dieted back to your maintenance calories and you've regulated your hormones, that your leptin is not fucking through the roof and is telling you to eat as much as humanly possible because we're in a state of starvation, then you can indulge and fit those into your calories as need be, and work on creating a healthier overall relationship with food. But when you're in a state of trying to lose fat, when you're in a state of dieting down, just get it over with. Like you're just postponing the amount of time it's going to take. It's setting yourself back. Every time you cheat on your diet, you just feel shitty about yourself. You overeat. Like you're good for Monday to Friday, and then all of a sudden Saturday, Sunday comes, you're like, oh, it's the cheat wheels. And then that's why exactly you're stuck in the same phase and in the same state that you were in 6 months ago, and you're wondering why you're not seeing any results. It's because you're giving yourself excuses and you're just not sticking with what you need to do. Make it easier for yourself. Don't make it harder for yourself. Making it harder for yourself is indulging in those types of foods, and then it creates that cycle. Oh, remember how good that food was. Just remove it from your brain. Remove it from the thought process of, because think about it. You have like, I don't know, a burger. The one day because you're fantasizing, you're like, I deserve it. Oh, okay. And then you eat that burger, and all of a sudden you feel shitty about it, but then the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, remember how good that burger was. And then you want it again, or you want that slice of pizza, or you want that McDonald's, whatever it may be, or that tub of ice cream. And then you're more likely to repeat that habit again. But for example, if you don't have that burger, or if you don't have that chocolate bar, and all of a sudden now you've moved into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of not eating that shit food. Number one, you're going to see results faster. Number two, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're not going to feel those energy crashes. But then at the same time, you're slowly kind of like forgetting about it, and you're just like, you don't crave it as much. So why make it harder for yourself by trying to fight these urges, trying to fight these cravings, by constantly reminding yourself of how good that food was, rather than just trying to eliminate it from your overall diet and just not having to worry about thinking about it, eating it. Sure, there's going to be moments where you're going to be walking throughout the day and you're like, oh, burger would hit nice right now. Like, I experience that all the time. But it's just easier to forget about it, and just like that craving comes in and out. That craving doesn't come in and then linger for 3, 4, 5 hours and you're just thinking about it all day, because you haven't experienced that taste every single day. You didn't experience that taste yesterday. But if you experienced that taste yesterday, you're going to think about, oh my God, remember how good that burger was yesterday. And then you're more fixated on it, you're thinking about it, and then you're more likely to act upon that thought. Because what are we? Our thoughts create our actions, and our actions create our results. So if your thoughts are constantly about a burger, a chocolate bar, ice cream, pizza, then of course you're going to indulge in them, and of course you're going to be like eating them, and it's just going to take away from your results. But if you just stop being a bitch, you just tell yourself, okay, I don't need this to survive. It's just a craving, right? Like, I'm not some sort of drug addict that I need ice cream every single day. Then your actions aren't going to go back to your thoughts, and it's just going to be easier to stay consistent with an overall whole food diet. So I hope this video helped. I'm going to start making a little bit more videos about like the mindset of dieting, the mindset of like food, the mindset of fat loss, like the psychology behind it, and just overall like that sort of stuff, because I feel like this is what a lot of people struggle with, and I feel like I want to help you guys by my perspective and my mindset that has helped me to, like, you know, stay this lean and continue hitting my goals. So if you've made it this far to this video, I love you guys. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to leave you like I always do. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. See you in the next one. Peace.